Yo, hello, what is up, you guys? Bison back here with a brand new video. Today, we're going to be talking about something that a lot of newer investors, and I would say, investors that have been around for, a few years, deal with. And it's an insecurity, that they have a slight insecurity. And it's the matter of the fact of, will I be able to sell this stuff later on when I'm ready to sell? Would I have to sell at 50% off or something like that? You know, will the market crash, or will we ever hit dark times like how the hobby was back then? um, when it comes to selling this stuff, I mean, I don't see the demand for Pokemon dying out anytime soon, and people literally buy boxes, packs for cards from every era, right? Vintage, mid-era, modern. So market wise, selling, you'll be fine, especially if you've networked and you know people, maybe uh, pack breakers, maybe some whales. Selling isn't going to be an issue. 50% or having to sell crazy cheap, those days are gone. I remember when I was selling singles, so I started selling gold stars. I had like a pretty good amount of gold stars. The only ones I didn't have were the Umbreon, Espeon, and the Torchic. But I had every other gold star, and I had multiple copies for some. And the only gold star I had graded was my Rayquaza. I had that as a PSA 6, and I remember I got that for $450, $500 or something. But anyways, so back then, I remember I had three near mint gold star Kyogres. I had them up for $100 each. No one bought them. After 3 weeks, I literally got tired, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm done with this." And I literally sold one for 70, sold one for 50, and I traded off the other one. So Gold Star Charizard, I remember I sold that for 200, 220, somewhere around there. And yeah, pretty much I was just selling everything cheap because I would have it up. I think the only one that I was able to sell off like close to what I was asking for was the Gold Star Ray. That was the only one. The rest of them, yeah, I kind of had to go cheap. The one I really took a hit on was the Mudkip because it had a crease on it, and I didn't realize it when I bought it off eBay a bit back. So yeah, I took a loss there. But anyways, yeah. So I had to sell really cheap, and then in terms of 50, I don't know how sealed sales were back then, but in terms for singles for me, yeah, it would crush me, But nowadays, yeah, those days of buying cards that cheap, or you being able to negotiate that low, and actually, yeah, those days are gone. The only time you'd even sell that cheap is if you're selling to a game store, and you're selling off a huge collection. Usually they'll try to buy it for 50 to 60%, obviously, to make as much profit as they can. But if you're selling to a collector, convention, whale, whatever, if you sell it anywhere from 75-80%, you'll usually sell it fairly quickly. So yeah, Dark Ages, I mean, I was in the hobby around 2010 is when I got into the hobby till now. I started selling singles around 2017 till like 2018. I just stopped. Sealed product, I started selling sealed product around, I would say, early mid 2019. Also singles, I just stopped. I'm done with singles. That experience just not. I will let me add this. It wasn't just gold stars. It was also old school EXs. Full arts from black and white, shinies from call. Man, if I was just to bring up the prices I've sold them at, it was far cheaper than what they were going for back then. Yeah, it was brutal. But yeah, dark times, I don't know how like selling was you know before that, because keep in mind I started selling single product around, like I said, mid 2019, and it would sell fine for me. But beforehand, I don't know how buying selling was. I know there's definitely people that are in the hobby that have been around those times, like they've been around for decades and they've been buying selling for decades. They could probably give a better perspective. But those dark times, yeah, they're not going to happen unless Pokemon does a 180 and they start reprinting every set, like from first edition base set till now to the ground or whatever. But obviously they're not going to do that. They're smart. They know what they're doing. They know how to market. They know how to you know do reprint, all that stuff. They know how to like actually keep Pokemon afloat, and and not just that, but keep outperforming themselves from the year before, like keep improving themselves every year, basically. The one thing that I will say, though, is back then, so I don't know why, but for a lot of packs, I was that one person where I would only buy the pack arts that I liked. So if I saw a pack art I liked, I would put it behind a pack. I remember for Call Legends, I would like to get the Lugia and the Groudon, so I would always put those ones behind the other ones. And then I would come back a couple days later and not a single pack sold, right? And Call Legends packs in Walmart were like, I think like after taxes they're like 370. I don't remember the exact price, but yeah, they were like below $4. Yeah, they were that cheap. Nowadays for a sealed one, it's like three. Yeah, it's crazy to think about. That those same packs, Heart Gold. Yeah, and I remember in some WalMarts when Heart Gold was starting to when they were releasing new sets for Heart Gold, they still had booster packs from Diamond and Pearl. I remember the one I'd be seeing a lot was Supreme or Diamond and Pearl and also Platinum, but I'd be seeing a lot of Supreme Victors, a lot of the what pack was it? Was this what's it called? Secret Treasures or something like that. But pretty much all those you'd see not just booster packs, but like the tri blisters. I remember I see a lot of the theme decks. I think I still have I have all of my empty packs, and I still have the the theme deck. It was the RCS one. Um, but yeah, literally you would see those things in stock nowadays. If you were to put those same things in nowadays market, like Call Legend, Heart Gold, like all those type of packs now. Don't even get me started if you put the Gold Star packs, nowadays. And oh yeah, you're never gonna see them in stores, And it's crazy to think about that. Those were the type of packs floating around. Where I would go specifically was Walmart and CVS. You'd see those packs just floating around there. They'd be there for like a good while, And it's not like someone would come in buy them all. Like no, maybe one or two would sell a week. Like it wasn't as crazy as it is nowadays. So in terms of dark times markets, you do not have to worry about that because one thing that I wish I was able to just go through my mind and just like copy and paste like all of like my like what I would see back then for like booster, like basically to show you like all the stuff that would be in Walmart for like a week to like this stuff would not sell out. Like in all the years that I started like buying a lot of packs, right? In those earlier years, I don't think I've ever once seen, you know, a section like how they have those little hangers where they put the pack. I don't think I ever seen one empty. I don't. If any, keep in mind these were the times where Yu-Gi-Oh would be selling quicker than Pokemon. So yeah, times were different back then. But obviously Pokemon stepped up, and hey, we're here now. So I know it was a little bit of a rant, but in terms of market, whatever, you literally do not have to worry about that stuff. So, anyways, let's get right into the sales. I mean, Evolving Skies, for the price it's at, and it's literally a little over 3 years old, this still sells pretty frequently. For Breakpoint, a little bit of an obscure set. Probably there's some people that might not even know this set exists. This sells. Fates Collide, same thing, a set that people probably don't know exists. This sells. Guardians Rising, more of a known set, but not really a fan favorite, I would say. This still sells. Team Up, crazy expensive box, 6 years old. Even this sells. And I get it, Team Up was scarce and it has really good demand. But even this sells. 4,000. Most recent sale. Now, let's get into the eBay sales. This is where you can really get data for like a lot of things, right? Yeah. 24,000 for case of Team Up, not sealed. 4,000, 3,750, 3,000. Keep in mind, do you notice the dates? It's not like one booster box sold. Like no, like probably like every other day almost. You're seeing a booster box sell for Team Up, right? Next Destinies. Now, I still don't know to this day. I don't know why I really like this set. I don't know why. Like when it first came out, I just would buy so many packs of it. I don't know why. I still have those empty packs to this day. And the pack arts that I preferred were the Reshiram and the Mewtwo. I don't know why. Zekrom, I like Zekrom, but for some reason I was just really into Reshiram and Mewtwo. I don't know why, but anyways, yeah. Next Destiny's also another kind of I would say it's more the known ones from Black and White, but definitely a set that a good majority of people in the hobby nowadays don't even exist. Even this sells $4,000 December 16th, November 24th, 331 bids. And even people buy the empty ones, right? So that's one thing I want to say is if you have a sealed box, right? And let's say you go with a box that has demand, right? There's people that are buying empty booster boxes. So when it comes to selling a sealed one, especially a minty one, you literally do not have to worry about it. You'll be able to sell it, and you'll be able to get, most of the time, if you're someone that really like, you need the money quick, an emergency, whatever, you could get like a pretty like close to market, like 80, 85, depending what set you have. And hey, if you're like you're firm, like I want market, it might take a little longer, but you'll eventually get it. You know, so yeah, with next Destinies, oh yeah, that's the pack art for Reshiram. I loved it. I don't know why I was just so obsessed with that, but yeah, booster packs. I mean, people literally pay that much for the booster packs. Literally, look at that, 4,288. So yeah, that's next Destinies, Evolving Skies. I mean, look at the days. It's literally just January 3rd. January 30th, 29th. Like this is like it's like pretty much a day of sales, and you're literally like, I think I scrolled by, 1225, a bunch of ETBs, booster boxes. So yeah, that's Evolving Skies. I don't really need to get into it. You guys already know Evolving Skies is super crazy demand. Emerging Powers, worst set of all time, in my opinion. Mainline set. We're not going to bring up specialty sets or Popsy or whatever. So Emerging Powers, even this sells literally 2,500 January 6th, 2,500 again January 3rd. For Black and White. Oh wait, I just noticed this person is. I just realized they've been selling a lot of Black and White booster boxes. I might have to check their profile, see what else they have. But yeah, even Emerging Powers. And I get, I've said this before. Obviously, as the years go by, the box itself becomes a collectible. But even for like, this is super obscure. Like, I don't know that many people that like even know Emerging Powers exist. But this set was trash. Like I remember like I opened a couple packs, and once I realized what was in the set, I was like, what? I was like, this set's trash. This set's garbage. But yeah, even this sells. Crimson Invasion, same thing. One of the worst sets. Even this is selling. ETBs too. Steam Siege, people would say one of the worst sets. Even this sells, right? Rebel Clash, I would say one of the worst mainline sets from Sword and Shield. Even this sells, right? Phantom Forces, even though people know Phantom Forces, the price tag that's attached to it, you would assume, oh, maybe it doesn't sell. No, still sells, and it, from what we're seeing, it doesn't even sell below market. Like that's one thing that you need to note it, or that you need to realize is, Fury's Fist. Let me get to this last one. Fury's Fist, even this is selling. It's crazy how much the ETBs go for. Yeah, that's crazy to think about. But when we get to sets like this, the common thing that we're seeing is it's not like these sets are being sold 50% market. Like, no, like they're selling like for like a very, very like, like very close, if not above market. So when it comes to like, oh, what if I like, no, you will be able to sell. And like I said, the cheapest you'd probably sell it for, if you want to get rid of it fairly quickly, like I say, you need money or whatever, sell it at 75-80%. If you have like a really good sell, like say Evolving Skies, and you sell it for 85-90% market, you'd probably still sell it quick too. So to all you new investors, maybe people that been investing for a few years, I get it. Your sets go up, like especially with the bull market we're in, sets have went up like just drastically, like just went crazy, right? And I get it. People are worried, like, oh, what if it crashes? Which, one thing I will say, we are going to have a downturn. I don't know when. It could be later this year. It could be going into next year. But here's the thing: we do have a lot of good sets coming out this year, still. But that's one thing. We're gonna hit a downturn, and maybe everything across the board can drop 10, 15, 20%. 30% I feel like is a little too much, but hey, it could happen. But 50% definitely not. But definitely 10, 15, 20%. Literally last year, you know, my investments, like, because I use the collector app, my graph like would go up maybe a few hundred every month. Like I would not move whatsoever. Maybe 1,000, like, or maybe I'd go down. I'd be in the red for the week, like nothing. And keep in mind, this is like even with my cases of evolving skies, I was not moving. So that tells you how the market was last year. It was bad. And a lot of people were just they were desperate. They were they're getting worried, like, oh, Pokemon's finally dying off. What blah blah blah, and they sold off. They literally, hey, I was still buying stuff. I was buying Fusion, Chilling. I feel Evolving Skies ETBs cases. I was still buying those, and people were just selling out. They were like, oh, they made some money, or maybe they got worried. Fast forward a couple months later, yeah, everything just skyrocketed. So that's the thing. It just, like I said, the only thing you need to do is just have a number in your head, like, what number you're waiting for that box to get to and what number you're willing to let go of it. But if you have a really good set and the value, the worth, let's say maybe it's a team up, right? And because with team up, you can easily sell it now for like 35, 4,000 probably, easily, because I'm seeing so many sales confirmed at that price. So if you know the value, just don't fold. Okay. The only time you should, I guess, quote unquote, fold and sell, I guess, like a little bit cheaper is if you need the money. But hey, at the end of the day, next Destinies, if I'm not mistaken, someone can. I don't know, who is it? It's someone that gets brought up here and there. They've been buying and selling for years. But so they could probably give like an exact number, but I'm pretty sure next Destiny booster boxes you're able to get for like $80 or something, like 85 or whatever. Because I remember a case of Dark Explorers was like 560. Yeah, black and white sets. Yeah, they were that cheap, you know. So I want to say maybe 75. I don't know, because that's the thing. In those earlier days, I wasn't buying booster boxes. I was just buying packs and stuff. But for $80, let's just say $80, right? To sell at, let's just do the middle, 3,500, and let's say, okay, I want to like sell it quick, sell it for $3,080, net profit of 2,920. Obviously, take away taxes or whatever. That's really good. You might be like, oh, well, that was in 12, 13 years. Okay, now let's say you bought a couple cases. Yeah, that's where increases. The more quantity, the more that number goes up. So this is just, I know I said story might be going on for a little bit long, but I just want to say this. Don't be scared. Don't be worried. Just stay strong. Okay, that's just how markets are. I've been around for a couple years. When there's been like really bad downturns, whatever. But at the end of the day, you'll come out ahead. As this is the one thing, as long as you didn't invest into like really dumb things, like for some reason theme decks or just weird things, or like even bad booster boxes can go up. But it's not that hard to really, pick and choose which sets are going to perform really well, which ones have high demand. And if you're buying those high demand sets, booster boxes, whatever, specialty set, ETBs that are also very well. I mean, Scarlet Violet specialty sets are all like really good so far. You're going to come out ahead, even if we have a downturn, even if it goes on for a couple months and feels like forever. That's just how the market works. But you'll come out ahead if you just, stay strong and don't fold. So that's my video today. If you guys did enjoy, feel free to drop a like, comment, and sub. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And with that, bye for now.